Hi, everyone, and welcome back to Millie and Billy No Ball. This is episode 19. We have both left New Zealand and are back in our respective countries, except this time for Millie, it is a new country. So, hello to our new Swedish Millie.
Yes, I'm in Spain. Yay.
So, today we're just going to have a chat about what we've been up to, more on moves, because this is actually Millie's fifth country in 5 years, I want to say. Am I wrong?
Let me think.
New Zealand, Australia,
Yeah, you're right.
America, Canada, Sweden.
Wow.
So that's pretty huge.
Yeah, that's quite a lot now that I think about it.
Yeah, do you want to start us off by running us through what's been going on for you and how in the past week and a half you've gone from Auckland to Sweden?
Yeah, so I think, I found out that the day I was moving pretty quickly. So I found out maybe 3 days before my flight. And then I kind of just packed up my stuff as per. I'm getting a bit used to it now. As Billy said, I've been in 5 countries in 5 different years, so quite good at packing up my life. But yeah, I got it all packed. I got it into 2 suitcases, which I was quite proud of. Yeah, I think I did quite well with that. But I haven't taken everything because hopefully all things go to plan. I'll be back in April, so I can bring back another suitcase with all my summer stuff. But yeah, packed up my life, flew to Hong Kong, which was 12 hours, then to London, which was 13 or something, and then to Copenhagen, then trained here. So a long travel. I honestly didn't remember how far away Europe is from New Zealand because I've been going to like North America the last few years and I thought that was far, but no, Europe's further, which is crazy. New Zealand's really far
Yeah,
from
I feel
it.
you on that one.
Yeah,
It is long.
very long. But yeah, I got here. Apparently it's been unusually cold because I'm more south of Sweden, which I guess is supposedly warmer. But they've had kind of snowstorms the last week since I've got here, so it's been pretty cold, but apparently this is uncommon. They don't really have snow at this time of the year. So yeah, I've lucked out I've got the bad weather, but hopefully it will get a bit warmer soon. But
Yeah.
the girls have been really nice. I came into a furnished apartment, so it's been pretty smooth so far, which has been honestly one of the easiest experiences I've had moving overseas. So yeah, it's been good.
Do you think it's easier because it was arranged to be easier, or do you think it's easier because you're just getting better at it now?
I think a bit of both. Like I also think I was at a point at home where I was content with moving again. Like I wasn't
Yeah.
like I feel like last year I had such a great summer and I wanted to continue like at home and like I was literally bawling my eyes out flying across the world last year. But this year I was actually excited and like excited about the opportunity. I feel like this year is going to be a good year. Like I just have a good feeling and I was ready to leave Auckland. Like I feel like I had had a good summer and I was content with it and I actually was excited. Whereas last year I was just kind of like, I don't know, I had FOMO and I just didn't really want to be there at the start. Like I grew to love it obviously, but yeah, I just was at a different space. And then obviously having it all furnished, I knew what to expect. I've had like a cold winter in Canada when I moved over there. So like I'm kind of used to the cold and it being a bit miserable. And I'm obviously used to now like meeting a new team and integrating into that and knowing it will be hard. But yeah, all the girls are really nice. I've got an Australian on the team, so yeah. No, it's been really good so far.
Yeah, I agree. I really agree with what you said about like being ready to leave. I extended my home time by 2 weeks, but I think that the summer felt different to kind of previous summers because everyone was actually working and we
Yes.
weren't working. Yeah, it actually felt like everyone was super busy. People were kind of like scrambling to find weekends away that didn't clash with their work schedules. So yes, it meant that when I did have time with friends, like everyone was really making the most of it. But I felt less FOMO because everyone just kind of knuckled down and was focusing on, like, I guess, proper kind of summer jobs, which was
No, I
very different.
completely agree. Like, I feel like last summer, everyone was just completely free. Everyone was hanging out the whole time. It felt like we were all kind of unemployed and just, like, having a fun summer. Whereas this summer, it felt like I was almost intruding on other people's lives. Like, I was like, like, when you free, like, I just felt very, like, disruptive. And I was just like, I just felt unemployed. I was kind of like sitting at home training, and then like occasionally when someone was free, I'd hang out with them, but it didn't feel as like, I love when it's summer and everyone's like on holiday, but it just didn't feel like that this year. Like, I still had a
No.
great time of seeing everyone, but yeah, it just wasn't like I had a great 2 months at home, but like I didn't feel like I needed any more because it didn't just like last year, it just felt like a holiday that just kind of
Yeah.
kept, and I would have loved to have more, but this year, no. I'm excited to get back into real life.
Yeah. No, it made me like, obviously I work throughout the year, but I was like, should I just be working? Like, should I be having like a full summer internship? And everyone was in like corporate outfits in the city and all the LinkedIn posts. And I was like, whoa, this
No,
is,
for real. Everyone was locked in the summer and actually like getting big girl jobs. And I was like,
yeah, which
like,
is so great for them. But like,
um,
does
nice,
anyone
right?
just want to hang out at like midday on a random Wednesday with me? No, no one's free. Okay. Yes. So I have a few questions for you following your 5 countries in
Oh,
5 years. Um, and the first would be if you could take one aspect or one thing from every country that you've lived in for the past 5 years with you to wherever you are, what would they be?
oh.
Let's start with New Zealand.
But New
Alfie.
yeah, my dog. Oh, I miss like honestly the hardest part I feel. Like, and when I see other dogs, I'm just like, oh, makes me so sad. Even eating, I'm just like, where's the dog trying to like get my food
Yeah,
right
like
now?
where's the like
Yeah. Yes, that's so real. No, I think for New Zealand, I would take my dog and my family and like my close friends, obviously. Um, Australia, I would take the weather and the beaches. Like that was pretty ideal. America, I would take like the professionalism of the club and how you're treated. You get literally treated so well. I think America is like worlds ahead, and probably like top clubs in England and Europe and whatever, but you get treated so well. Everything's provided for you. Like the training kits, everything is so nice.
mm,
And the trainings and coaches, they were great. I feel like it's just like a world class environment. Um, so yeah, I'd take that. Um, Canada, like some of my friends I made in Canada, I loved them. Yeah, my little friend group. And then also like the waterfront in Halifax was really nice. Oh, just like
yeah,
it's
it
in
did look
Halifax,
really nice.
really fun. I think kind of like the outside football life I really liked in Canada. I feel like I had a good balance going on there. And then Sweden, to be continued.
Yeah,
Not sure.
we'll see.
Yeah.
And then what do you think the best country that you've lived in has been for football culture for you personally?
Ooh. The football culture.
America? Maybe?
I don't know. You'd like to think America's because they're so good, but honestly, I think America is so overpopulated with like men's
Mm,
sports that honestly, women's sport, well, it's probably different now, like basketball
yeah.
as well for the women. But like for how good America is for their women's soccer, like I feel like obviously there are diehard fans and there are great fan groups and the NWSL, like I think LA gets great fans and there are a number of like diehards, but not as, I don't know, not as big as you'd expect it
Mm,
for America. Like obviously they do support it,
yeah.
but I would
I
say like England probably has the top.
I guess, like, if you think about, like, countries like England and European countries, they already have football culture built into their, like, society, like, from a strong histories of men's football. But I guess in America and Canada, they're kind of building women's football culture on their own without a kind of basis of the men's sport, if that makes sense.
Yeah, because the men aren't like as good as the women. And I think in America there is kind of underlying sexism, I would say, where
Mm,
they value men's sports a lot higher than women's sports. Not to say that won't change, but yeah, like I think, I don't know, the NFL is so big over there that they don't really
yeah,
have time for the women's soccer at this point. But yeah, I think the fact that in England and Europe they already watch so much men's soccer, they have a higher understanding of what actually, like, what the rules are. Like, I know, like
yeah, no, that makes sense.
like, watching games, like the men's team in Louisville, um, like, a lot of the fans around, they were like some of the things they were saying were just, like, NFL terms, but, like, trying to translate it to football, and it just didn't make sense. I think they were like, "Yeah, that's not
Yeah.
like,
Oh, bless.
no, but it's very Americanized, the football over there. But no,
Yeah.
they do get behind it and they do love it. But
Mm. No, 'cause, when I went to an LAFC game in LA, like, they have a really big, Mexican fan base.
mm,
So their fan culture was actually huge. Like, they had, like, huge flags, and they were, like, jumping up and down and drumming the whole time, and I was like, "This is actually quite good."
yeah,
Like, they actually did it really well, I have to
yeah, I
say.
feel like with the outside influence on like the Americans from like Mexico,
Yeah.
you said, because that obviously
Yeah.
is big as well,
Mm.
like Tigres and things like that, where they get millions of fans. So yeah, I think the outside influence will start swaying it, and hopefully the World Cup will
Yeah,
bring
definitely. It would be
more
awesome.
fans.
Yeah. What would you say, I feel like I know that, the best country you've lived in for social life would be?
Social life, probably Canada. Um, I also really enjoyed Sydney when I was there. I had a good social life there,
Yeah.
mainly because I was injured most of the time, so I just hung out with all the girls a lot. Um, but yeah. And also, like, Wellington towards the end,
Oh,
like, A
yeah.
Amy moved
Mm.
down, so, like, yeah, we had a fun little friend group, so,
Yeah.
yeah.
And the best country for food?
Food? Um, I really liked Canada, honestly, and
Yeah, your mum was raving about the Halifax restaurants.
no, they're really nice. Like,
Yeah.
they had, like, really good pasta, probably the best pasta I've ever had. They had, like, this really nice restaurant, and it's by the water, so all the fish is, like, super fresh, and they had, like, lobster linguine, and it was so good.
What's, like, Canadian food? Like, I don't know, like, is there any food that's, like, inherently Canadian?
The famous one is the poutine, and then donia, which is like a meat. It's really good.
Which country felt like home the fastest?
I would say probably Aussie or Canada.
And what would a tip be that you would give someone who's moving or leaving home for the first time after your experience?
Give yourself time, obviously. Um, Also, I feel like if you don't feel like you're ready yet, like, don't force yourself too young or, like, too soon. Like,
Yeah.
I think what makes it easier moving away is when you feel like you're ready. So, just, like, know that you want it first, and then even if you don't, like, know that it will take time, but you will learn to enjoy it. Um, but yeah, I would say just use your family, use your friends, call them as much as you need, and if you have opportunities to meet new people, always say yes. Like, I would say
Yes.
say yes as much as you can, because I feel like that's what makes you feel a lot more comfortable a lot quicker. When you start to meet these people, make friends, that makes you feel a lot more settled. So try and say yes as much as you can, even if like sometimes you can't be bothered. It's a lot better to say yes, because then they'll continue asking. Whereas if you start saying no, then that's when you kind of like lose your opportunity to get to know people, because if you say no a few too many times, they'll stop asking, and then kind of gets a bit lonely. So try
Yeah,
and
because it's a two-way street. Like, it
yes,
still, you have to remember that it takes effort for people to ask as well, because they're scared that you'll be like, no, I don't want to go. Like, they're
yeah,
putting themselves out there by asking as well. So you
for
have to
sure.
kind of reciprocate,
Reciprocate.
I think.
Yeah, 100%. And you've done really well. Can you tell us about your little
Yeah, I literally agree with everything you said about moving, Mills, because I've honestly felt more settled here in the past week, and I landed here after 2 months, just over a week ago, and I feel more comfortable and settled and confident than I did after the whole of last year.
yeah,
And I don't know what clicked, but obviously something clicked. If it was just like my own attitude towards things, or maybe a confidence thing. But yeah, so I had a really exciting, like, a couple of days after I landed, I had seen this TikTok video that this girl made. And she was being like, oh, like, to any girls like in the West Midlands or the UK, like, are just still figuring things out and don't really, just et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And she ended up making an Instagram, which, if you're listening to this and in the UK and relate to kind of feeling a little bit lost and not really having a kind of girl group, you should follow it. It's at lost.inyour20s. Um, and she posts like really cute things, and the girl that runs it is honestly so lovely. And she helped to organize a meetup of like girls in the West Midlands, like Birmingham area. And I was like, you know what? Like, I'm just gonna put myself out there and go. Like, none of these people know me. Like, if I don't have a good time, it doesn't matter. I never have to see them again. The whole day I was literally so nervous. Like, I felt like you I felt like paralyzed for the whole morning. Like, I felt like I couldn't do anything else because I knew that I had that in the afternoon. Yeah. But I went there and I literally stayed for, I think there was about 6 girls, and we all stayed for 3 hours. I had like 3 coffees, and we just yapped about everything. I feel like I got to know like all of them, and they're all like really nice girls, like super open, um, just really chatty. Like, we talked about like, you know, deep stuff and like our jobs and career paths and uni and everything. And then we talked about like our celebrity crushes. So we really covered the bases, and it was just really nice to be like around a group of girls that like were putting themselves out there to socialize, because I feel like that already makes you like-minded in a sense. Like, even if you don't have a lot in common outside of that, it doesn't matter, because you're all like looking for connection in like girl friends. So it was really good. And then we're gonna go pottery painting in a couple of weeks. So I'm really excited for that. And even if it's just something like, and she's gonna like reach out to more girls who like followed this page, and um even if I don't like, you know, even if it's not like a super tight, like everyone's best friend's friend group, just like having a couple of things to do a month where I see like a group of girls
Yep,
is
so good.
is so good.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then today, I haven't told you this, but I like this kind of randomly got in touch with this girl who's Australian and she's moved to Manchester, and we might go to a football game together. So yeah, it just feels, yeah. And then I've been like try to be very chatty at my Pilates classes, and I think it's honestly just been a confidence thing, like having the courage just to like say like, hi, how are you, has made the biggest difference, because I feel like I was so just in my shell a bit last year and didn't kind of have the courage as such to reach out to people. But this kind of week has literally proven to me that it's actually really not that hard. And even if it is hard, it feels more satisfying. Just because if it is difficult, it doesn't mean that it's something that you shouldn't do. That, yeah, it almost feels like all of last year was just like a kind of build up, trial and error, things going really wrong, some things kind of building up to this year. Does that make sense?
No, I completely agree. Yeah.
Like with a lot of things in my life, like for some reason, I feel like I learned so much last year, but nothing necessarily went like really well for me. Like it was a good year, but it feels like it was kind
It's
of
like
really
a
difficult.
builder, and then this year you
Yeah. Like I just have a really, really good feeling
same.
about this year.
This year's our year.
It is. It is.
Yeah.
And I can feel that. But another thing about moving, as you were saying, Millie, is like don't rush it. And that was what I was talking a lot about with those girls who I met up with, is they were like, they've had some friends who have they're like, a lot of them were there because a lot of their friends had moved away from home. And like they're asking me about like New Zealand and Australia, and they're like, oh, well, like the lifestyle, like, everyone gets up and goes on a run in the morning and then goes get coffee and then meets up with friends, goes to a Pilates class. Like if I moved there, like my life would be like that. Like it's just a lifestyle change. And what I was kind of thinking is, just because you move somewhere, it doesn't necessarily mean that that will be your life. Like I would maybe try, like obviously moving anywhere is a good experience and is a good thing to do. But I think you can also implement those changes like into your own life, and then maybe you'll set the example in your community, or you'll be the one that, oh, she wants to like meet up before work and get a coffee, or she wants to like go to a gym class like after work or something. And then you can kind of, like, if you look at say a lifestyle in like Australia and you're like,
Yeah.
oh, they do this, like you can also just put it into your own life.
Yeah, like implement little lifestyle changes.
Yeah.
To
And
where
then
you,
that might,
Yeah.
that's,
just like if you move somewhere and they do things that way,
yeah,
doesn't really mean you need to do it like that. I
yeah,
think
totally.
doing what you want in each country, but also like embracing the lifestyle as well. Like it's kind of fun to like experience a different culture and do things their way, and then you can like decide whether it's for you or not, and yeah, take it wherever
Yeah.
you.
I drink tea now, so
She's
super English of me. Yeah. And another thing related to that I just wanted to chat about as we talk about moving is, this time of year is a time where a lot of people are moving to uni for the first time, or might be going sledding for the first time, or might be staying at home, might be going traveling. And what I wanted to ask you, Millie, as someone who wasn't doing kind of the normal thing at that time where everyone was going off to uni and being all together, what would you recommend to someone who's not doing what all their friends are doing, and kind of how to navigate watching all your friends like do the same thing?
Yeah, I think it's an interesting one. I think everyone's so different. Like, if I was to watch all my friends go to university last year for the first time, I would have been devastated, just because I was at a point where I really did miss my friends, and that like I'd been away for a few years and I kind of was just missing that whole lifestyle. But I think when my friends actually were going to uni the year before, I was at a place where I was like just starting my career. I was like super excited. I thought I was being so cool moving away from home. So I kind of just felt like I don't really want to go to university anyway. So like I was fine watching them do that. Like obviously it is hard sometimes seeing them like have all their fun, but I was at a place where that wasn't really what I wanted to do. Like, I didn't actually look at it and be like, "Oh my god, that's so fun, like, I'm missing out." But maybe last year that was me. So I think just trying to embrace where you're at and, like, if you are missing your friends, try and call them as much as you can. Um, yeah, I think it all depends, and, like, just keep I think the main part is keep yourself busy where you are, like, create, like, habits with your friends in the country that you are in, like, go get coffee or, like, go out to dinner every now and then. Just, like, find things that you enjoy in your country to keep you busy and, like, kind of give you that social experience as much as you can where you are, because I think that's what a big part of university is. Like, it's really social and you get to meet a whole bunch of new people. So I guess, like, finding things that you enjoy doing, whether it's, like, I don't know, going to the library or going out to dinner, like, doing gym classes or whatever it is. Um, just, like, finding things to get that social aspect and where you can make friends and, like, have a good time still, and still, like, do your career or whatever you're doing in the different country where you're not.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that. I think I felt more FOMO start of last year than I did, like, at the end of school, because I had, like, a clear vision of where I was at the time that I did finish school. Didn't last very long, but at the time I did. But I think it was more hard when everyone went to halls together. It wasn't for me, it wasn't that hard. But then when everyone went in flatting together, that for me, I was like, "Oh, no, like, I'm not living with my friends." Um, but I guess if anyone was in that position where all their friends were going to one place and you're not, just wait till the first break of uni, and then that will remind you that actually it doesn't matter if you're not in the same place, because the second you're back all together, it
Ego.
you just get to
Yeah.
it really doesn't matter. The world's not gonna end, and they're not gonna all like, obviously, they'll find some great new friends at uni, but it doesn't mean like, no one's gonna forget about you.
Yeah, completely. And I also think, like, social media is such a highlight reel. Like, those videos you see at university and things like that, it looks so fun, but then my friends are telling me they were, like, tired, they were vomiting in the morning, like, it's not all sunshine and rainbows. And I think also, like, when you're at points, like, I know last year, like, I was kind of at a low, like, football wasn't going amazing, like, I was having to move again, like, I was kind of just, like, tired of the constant change and, like, nothing really was going right at the time. So, like, looking at my friends who looked like they were having so much fun, I was getting so much FOMO, but, like, everyone has their own problems, like, no one's really having a perfect life, and it isn't as fun as it may look on social media. So, like,
It's so hard to remember that, like, I'm so guilty of it.
everyone's got their own life, and
Yeah,
there's good parts and there's bad parts, and yeah, I think that it's important to remember that.
yeah. I'm guilty of it both ways, though, like, I feed into, like,
Oh, for sure.
people's videos, and then I'll, like, post, like, a video of what I've been up to, and, like, it's like
And it looks so cool, but I'm, like, crying every
yeah. And then I'll come up and people like, I see people, "Oh my god, like, your life just looks amazing." And I'm like, "Yeah! Totally."
Yes.
Um,
So important to remember, not everyone has
yeah.
fun 24/7. Um,
Yeah, and also remember that, like, we're literally just 20, like, 18, 19, 20, 21, whatever. Like,
just
it's
girls.
hard to remember how young you are.
Yeah, exactly. We're doing
But
alright.
yeah, we are doing all right. Oh god. Um, One thing I am really having FOMO of this week, speaking of FOMO, is the Winter Olympics. I just saw the TikTok of all the girls, like, wearing their ugliest, outfits of all the clothes they've been giving to dinner, and it just gave me so much FOMO, like, why am I not, like, a Winter Olympian?
And I see, like, the food reviews at the Olympic Village, and I also saw the US Skims, like,
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
I'm so
the
jealous.
US, have you seen the puffer jacket skirt with the eagle on it? And they've got a fedora as well.
Oh,
Like,
it's
I
so
don't
fun.
know.
So whack. But some of the
It's
stuff
so
I'm like,
wild, but I love it. Oh, it looks so cool. I'm really jealous of that this week. Anyway, thank you guys for listening to this week's episode. Hopefully you enjoyed, and we'll be back with episode 20 in a couple of weeks' time. Don't forget to like and subscribe and follow us on Instagram and TikTok at @MillionBillyNoBall. And we will see you next time.
bye.
Bye.